Hi.
Hi, welcome
Hello.
back. Hello.
Welcome back to Wicked Honest with Diane and
Carrie.
um so we're back and I don't know, we record Tuesdays. Well, we the show is comes out Tuesdays and Fridays. We record twice a week, so I feel like I just recorded.
You feel like you
With
just
ya.
saw me?
Yeah. I
Same
gotta
girl,
talk to you
different hat.
constantly.
Same hat, different color. I was
Yeah,
just saying,
go ahead.
looking at myself in the mirror, it's funny when you wear a sweatshirt, I look like a patriot. I look like a linebacker.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't know why. I'm not that, I'm not small framed up top, but like I look, I look giant.
So I don't really wear hoodies because of that. I don't like that all bulk up around.
I know. They're so comfortable and I love them. It's just, it doesn't translate well.
You know, how you go through periods where it's like, I used to be like shocking. I was like a turtleneck person. Like I loved it. She would make fun of me. I like loved a turtleneck and a
And a
blazer.
blazer.
I was like 20, like wanted to wear a turtleneck and a blazer. That's why like when I turned 40, it was like so exciting. It was like,
Oh, because it was acceptable.
yeah, like all of a sudden it was like, then I was like a manager for like, I was a supervisor in my job at one point, and like, and it was like, ooh, I get to like, now it's okay. Like, but in my 20s, it was just odd.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know how to dress, but I would go through periods I was just love a turtleneck. And now I'm like, I can't, I'm like ripping it off my neck. It's
Yeah.
nothing, anything tight.
Well, we've already been through this. I only wear one to cover my turkey neck and it doesn't work anyway. So
I don't know. Sometimes it makes, you look like just a giant head.
I feel like that's what I look like in this sweatshirt. I don't know why I feel all of a sudden. And the thing is too, it's way too big for me. And when you wear it with leggings and you could see your whole body, it's not so bad because my legs are like sticks.
Yeah,
So
she has no torso and just giant legs. So
yeah, you know, it's funny.
just letting you know.
Yeah, I have no torso, giant legs, and then if you tuned into last episode, I still have giant boobs even after my breast reduction.
We're not.
We're not talking about. I still have JFK's hat. I have another JFK hat on too, which is
we're not doing
poor bastard.
that. I mean, we got off that last episode with the breast reduction. I was like, listen,
it was very therapeutic for me, but this is not the point
not
of the
for
podcast.
you
I got
guys.
yelled at.
You guys need therapy over that because they're like, it was, and I said that she's going on and on and on because she'll drone on, doesn't even realize like we're recording. She's just like going on like because she's just got to get it out, and I'm trying to just
rein me in.
I'm trying, but I'm feeling bad. I'm really feeling bad. Your basketball dreams were destroyed. The whole thing.
Sad.
I know, and so I'm letting you go, and I'm not like thinking about the audience, which I should have been. I'm thinking about my friend, and I'm just, I'm tuning her out. But then I just yell out, "I have an inverted nipple," just to like stop it.
It didn't work.
I don't even think I wanted to share that. It didn't stop it though.
You know what I was thinking? It was funny that you said that I have long legs and no torso because I went to get my nails done today. I got a pedicure and I was laughing in the chair. I wanted to text you, but my nails were wet or whatever. They were doing something to them. But the massage thing is massaging the top of the back of my head because I'm so short when I sit down. It's like if I sit in a jacuzzi. And it's like everybody else's the water is up to here, and then for me the water is up to my eye.
Weird. It's so funny because you're sort of tall.
I know I'm tall, but my legs all go all the way up to like my legs probably go to your bra. Like that.
Stop hitting the microphone.
Sorry. All right. Anyway, so
I'm moving on.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. We're happy to see you. I hope we hope you subscribe, like, and are coming back because that would be awesome.
Yep.
Didn't scare you off.
Yep.
And then, so I'm going to start because we talk about our day, what's going on and all of that. We're not sure if you like that. I don't know. That's what we're doing.
Too bad.
But I'm starting because this is how we get in trouble with her, because she starts and then we're just in whatever place she's in, and we just all have to just go with it. And I don't know. And I'm not yelling out something else about myself today that
so you don't want to talk
inverted nipple just to shut it down.
Okay.
So I mean, I might have to when you start, but hopefully you'll be tired from listening to me.
All right.
No.
How's your day, Diane? Well, we'll never get to yours if we don't do yours first.
Yeah, seriously. And I'm fairly interesting. No, not really. There's not this morning was funny. This morning was sort of funny. And tomorrow I have hypnosis. So today is sort of benign, except for this morning. But tomorrow I have hypnosis. I'm really excited about.
What is it?
I get hypnotized. My energy healer. she does hypnosis too. And so I really felt I just went through a lot this holiday season, and I was just really struggling, and it was just really hard for me. And um I'm like, I need some self-care and more than I already
You don't, yeah, you
get.
don't spend enough time on that.
Yeah.
What,
Yeah, so I bought another hypnosis package. I'm like, I gotta get hypnotized to get.
what are, explain more, please.
Well, like,
Elaborate.
I tried. So she hypnotized me last time to get rid of like intrusive thoughts, any like negative thoughts, because there's always people are gonna think I need the institution, but I mean, like
I think they already,
whatever.
Yeah.
I sometimes don't think a lot of us realize this, and maybe some of you don't have this, maybe some of you do, maybe I'm schizophrenic, I'm diagnosed, I'm not sure. But there's like voices, like sometimes you're just like walking about your day, not like voices, like, oh, go kill Carrie right now or something like that. But no, just sort of like you're good, you're bad, like what do you do? Like, I don't know, you shouldn't have done that, or like a lot of like negative little things that are sort of like thoughts that you think about.
Yeah.
And I notice sometimes those amp up more at certain times in my life. Say you're stressed or whatever, you're not like, I'm not living up to my self-care potential. But I said, let me try it. Like, I'd like to try that because I'm sick of this little background noise playing sometimes where it's like, you need to do this. Well, you can do that if you did this, or that almost like that. What is it like?
The bargaining
and with yourself, and just always. I put myself on a very high pedestal. Like I hold myself to a very high standard.
Yeah.
That I don't hold other people to, and I don't know why I do that. I
do that too.
I think a lot of people do that, and I don't give myself a lot of grace. And there's this sort of noise in my head sometimes, and it amps up more than others. And I went and I got hypnotized with her, and I am not joking. It literally helped so much. It took that noise sort of out of my head. And so now I'm going for a refresher. I'm not sure I'm going to work on that. I think I have other things I'm going to work on, but I'm not going to talk about that.
Like what?
I don't know. Like, I just think through the holidays, I just got, there was a lot of grief and just anxiousness and things. I think turning 50 has been really challenging for me.
It is so scary.
And everyone, I'm sure, I'm not going into this well. You see your own mortality a little bit, whatever.
Yeah, it's really scary.
And then you're aging, you're watching yourself age, and it's just hard. And
then everybody's parents are dying.
Yeah, you're not going to weddings, there's funerals. Yeah. It's just hard. So I just sort of want to talk with her about that and see where she wants to take me, because she knows all about.
Is it Jana?
Yeah, Jana.
Yeah,
she's the best. She's what is it? Mind Yourself Natural Healing in Hamilton. She is absolutely amazing. I told her if I'm able to pay her a salary, I want her just on retainer for myself.
When you make it big,
when
I'm going to be like instead of a personal chef.
Oh my God! If I'm like J-Lo, like she's in the house
with you,
she's in the
guest house.
Yeah, I'm just with her all day. I'm like, Jana, come over here. Pendulum. She does crystals and the pendulum. You ask it questions, and she's like, "Well, this," and she pulls cards. Yeah. I mean, I'll be just with her all day.
There's certain
You'll be gone.
Please, you need me for when you get in your hospital bed.
No, I do now.
There's just certain people that have that vibe. We talk about all the time. My son's friend Orion is just he's just a vibe within himself. And he just
sorry, Orion.
Well, that's inappropriate, but
I'm just a joke. I'm
just kidding.
He's a little cutie. He's so sweet.
He's probably one of the sweetest kids you'll ever meet in your life, and his vibe is just so
20,
chill.
19.
He's 20 a day after Chase.
Okay.
His vibe is just so chill that you like. He's actually when we were telling Chase that we felt this way about him, that we talk about him like this.
That sounded weird.
Well, that we talk about him like this, like his vibe is so chill. And Chase said, "Yeah, he's my emotional support friend. You can't have him."
I get it. No, Orion, and then our tile guy that we share, and he does remodels in the house. Marcos. Marcos comes in and does
positivity.
And he's just, his energy is just, he does the work and he's calm and everything's nice. And
there's never a huge,
there's not a voice raised or a bang
or a big deal.
Nothing's a big deal.
The tile's not in, but it's like, the tile's not in. I'm going to drive to.
And my husband comes in, you're like, oh God.
He's like, I'm going to drive to Canada to get it. I'll just be like 35 minutes late tomorrow, but I'll be here.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I'm planning a trip at some point to Tuscany because I just need to go to Tuscany and sit in the villa and drink wine and that's all, and just walk around through the olive fields and whatever. And I'm just like, I really don't want to bring Jason. I want to bring Orion and Marcos
And Jana.
and and Jana.
Yeah.
Or Jana #1.
Yeah.
Because Jason just doesn't belong in the olive fields.
I don't either.
Tuscany.
I get that.
No,
In
I don't
fairness,
want you in Tuscany.
no, in fairness, I
Knocking all the things over.
I don't wanna
causing
go
a
to
ruckus.
Tuscany.
I don't want any of my friends in Tuscany.
No.
None of them are very relaxing.
No. You could bring Chris.
Well, my son Chris he has a great energy.
Yeah.
Except when he talks about, I'm going a little sideways. but
Oh
he
God.
he talks a lot. We just had a big conversation this morning because we both get real nutty with conspiracy stuff, and he.
No way.
No, this morning he's going nuts about some file that he posted about the president and stuff, and then it was mysteriously gone. And he always says this bots, everyone's bots. Like he goes to the mall and he sees the same people all the time, so he believes that there's just people
They call
hired.
it NPCs.
What's that?
No, non-playable characters. My kids call me that every time. If I say something that's like, if I'm like 6, 7, like if I try to like say something that I think is cool to them, they're like, "You're such an NPC," and it's basically like a bot. Like you've been programmed, and you just regurgitate like the sheep. They call me.
Yeah, no, but I really fully believe, and he does too, that they're from another planet or there's some type of hologram. Like so I think I've been talking to different things. Like I had to talk to Verizon the other day and different things, places to call about a bill or something. And I'm like,
pain in the ass shit.
Yeah. And I'm like, Chris, they say the same thing. And it's not the scripted like telemarketer stuff. It's like very strange. Like I'm like, they're bots. I think there's just bots. I think they're just here. It's like they're from Saturn or another planet. And someone uploaded what humans on Earth are supposed to sound like.
Yes, that's what my kids do.
And they're trying, but they're not. They're missing all the little nuances with that. And I thought for a long time my husband was one of them. Remember?
Yes.
I mean, I'm not worried he's gonna like just get
short
switch
circuit
and like something's gonna happen. But I really thought because he wouldn't know stuff like that. Just people would know. Like I'd be like, who was Kazoo on the Flintstones? And I'm sorry, I think people in our generation should know who Kazoo is. You don't know who Kazoo is? Oh. No, just he like certain things like on the Dukes of Hazzard or just
I never watched the Duke of Hazzard either.
Oh God.
But I know a ton of shit.
But like cereals, all these cultural things from there's a ladybug on our leg. He wouldn't know, and I'm like, where did you have a television? Were you watch?
Yeah. No, I know. No, he's way worse than me. There's a couple. Those are the ones you just said.
And he says the same things, just like catchphrases, and he'll just repeat. Like he'll repeat.
That's what the kids make fun of me for. Like if I do that, but I don't do that often. Just
anyway. So my son gets all, but my son. I have anxiety and I get real bonkers about this stuff. My son will just be like, Mom, did you see, the celebrities, if they wear red shoes, if you see all the red shoes, they sacrifice children and they're part of the devil. They're Satan's followers and all this.
They are. I don't want to know.
He'll tell me this whole thing, then show me stuff, and I'm going, oh my God. And then he's like, all right, well, I'm going to work. Okay, I'm just going to go to the mall. But he doesn't care. It doesn't affect him.
Yeah.
And then he gets her son there.
I was just going to say that.
Her neurodiverse son all worked.
Worked. He comes home and he's videos, and I'm like, I have to text him and be like, Chris, stop telling Landon stuff. Oh my God.
And he gets on certain kicks, like she drinks a certain protein shake in the house, and he gets all into I mean, he eats like complete straight trash, but he's he'll eat
he's fixated
on the ingredients in your protein shake.
Yeah,
like
which me
be drinking
because then Landon comes home and I take one out of the refrigerator and he's like, you should be drinking. I'm like, leave me the fuck. Tell Chris to fuck off because I know it's coming from him. Anyway,
so this morning I just because you threw something at me last episode.
Oh God.
So this morning I'm like cleaning out my photos. And because I'm like losing storage or whatever, I need a new phone. And there's this photo. So a couple of years ago, she was somewhere at a pool or something with her friend Samantha, who I love. Well, I used to love till she got into cahoots with you with this. So there was a girl a woman at the pool. So I get this photo and it's a woman and I don't want to call her I don't want to call her fat, but
She wasn't fat. She was just bigger than you.
Well, I wouldn't say she was thin.
No, she wasn't thin. She was normal.
I don't know about
ish.
Okay.
Average.
She was a bit heavier than. Okay, I don't know. Whatever.
Okay.
So you send a picture and you go, "Hey, look, this looks like you if you were like fatter."
I didn't think
Me and Samantha just saw her, and like she looks just like you if you were fatter. And
like I saw her face.
Who the hell does that?
I didn't think there was anything wrong with it.
My God!
Let me explain myself. I would love to hear the opinions on this.
I would,
because I think they're gonna side with me.
Oh, I don't.
I saw, because you were like, that would bother you, and I'm like, it wouldn't. It wouldn't.
Oh yeah. Oh, hindsight, like no, the app because it already happened. That's like so weird. It was like, Carrie, look at this picture of this. If you were disgusting, this would be you.
That's not what I meant. What I meant when I said it, me and Samantha have this weird thing. Samantha's, again, one of my friends, oldest friends. We have this weird thing when someone resembles someone. They never look exactly like, it's not like they're doppelganger type things. Like, you know how when you see someone and you're like, that person looks exactly like, it's not that. It's like, this person could be the long distant cousin of your sister, Jen, you know, like that, like,
okay,
it's kind of like a mannerism or a look or a way she moved, or maybe like out of the corner of our eyes, like the way she looked.
I get it.
So that was really, and so maybe it didn't
land well.
It didn't land because Samantha and I knew what we were talking about, but we were sitting together talking about it. And
I'm not in this club of the you and Samantha
doppelganger.
Yes. And then I also was a chubby kid. So, all right. So first and foremost, a lot of people think I'm naturally thin. They're like, well, you're just, I'll say something.
Tiny. Yeah.
Like, you're just so lucky you're thin. Lucky?
Yeah, no.
You know how I work at this bitch? I mean, like, give me a goddamn break. I've worked my ass off.
I'll put her childhood pictures up on the socials.
No, you won't. You already did that in my slideshow for my birthday.
Well, they were cute.
They're cute. The fat girl's cute. The chubby girl's cute.
Well,
no, when you are a chubby kid, you're somehow always, let's be honest. Let's be wicked honest.
Yeah.
You're sort of always that sort of chubby kid living in a thin body. It's a thing, you know. You kind of just don't ever really let it go.
Yeah.
But maybe if I was naturally thin, I wouldn't care.
Maybe
I think I probably would, but I was like, what the hell is I mean, I kind of got real upset.
No, she got real.
I got real.
She got mad. It was
no,
a
and
thing.
then she
it was a thing.
Put
like
down. I'm
days.
upset about it. Like you were nasty about that. I was upset about it. You were mad
because I thought that was crazy that you were upset about that.
Well, I'm gonna find some. Carrie, this, she looks just like you if she
was a sumo wrestler. If you were a sumo wrestler,
I'm gonna find I was on the hunt for someone that looks like, she's pretty unique looking, but like I was really on the hunt to find something. This is like you if you had leprosy or something like that. Like, I mean, what the hell? You can't be like, this is, you, and it's like Elle McPherson or something.
Well, yes. So what I should have said was, you know what? It would have been better if I explained it like I just explained it.
Is that a sorry?
Apology? I apologize.
I hang on to the picture. I've saved the picture.
This was 3.5 years ago.
Yes, and it will pop up.
She texted me the picture this morning. I'm like, why is this picture in your phone?
Never forget. Hashtag never forget.
She said, never forget Fat Diane.
That's what I wrote. Hashtag never forget Fat Diane. That's right.
Okay. Anyway.
All right. So go. Yeah. What's up with you?
So I clearly went to get my nails done and I got the top.
Hit that microphone cord again.
If I will. Okay. Don't worry. Yeah. And I got the top of my head massaged by the massage chair that was supposed to be doing my middle back.
Yeah.
Because I have no torso. But I'm just packing because I'm leaving to go away for the first time without my kids. I've only ever been away 1 or 2 nights to like the Cape.
Oh, this is the first time without them, like this long? Oh, I didn't know that.
The only time I've ever gone away without them was to either the Cape or New Hampshire for a maximum of 2 nights.
Oh, so yeah, like, oh wow.
I've never, nope. And even if I go to Florida without like all the older ones, I still take Miles because my sister will take her youngest son and the older kids have school and stuff.
That's scary.
Yeah, so this is new, but all of my girlfriends, I'm still friends with all of my friends from nursery school, strange enough. Winthrop is very small and we stayed very tight knit, but most of the grades are like that, or they were when I was younger. And so we're all turning 50 this year, and we're going to Punta Cana for 5 nights
Yeah.
together with this 12 of us. And there's no kids. I know, but I'm like, so me and Samantha have this text thread where we just talk about how, like, I wish I was excited to go.
I'm like that all the
Like,
time.
what a great. So you're going to Punta Cana with no kids for 5 nights to an all-inclusive resort. It's all paid for. I mean, like, swim up pool to my room, butler service, $600 worth of free spa credits to the resort. And I'm like, I wish we weren't going. We're like, what? And that it's all stems from anxiety.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, I'm so sad to leave my fuck no. Goodbye.
Yeah, no.
Goodbye. Someone said, how are your kids gonna live without you? I said, I don't fucking care. I don't care. They'll be with people. Miles will be within the older ones will be what the fuck? I don't give a shit. That's not what I'm anxious about. I think having one of them with me most of the time grounds my nervous system.
It's also that theory. Do you remember? And it doesn't hold water with me anymore. Do you remember we used to talk about like when I used to fly? If I have one of my kids, or even before one of my kids, if there
Yeah.
was like kids on the plane or some like a baby or two, I'd be like, oh, thank God. God, I mean, God really doesn't want to take a baby down. Like,
Yeah.
and that's not true. There's plenty of babies that has nothing.
Yeah.
No,
No,
like,
but
you're like,
it's like you're grasping onto
I don't know, if my
anything.
kid's there, then I'm with my.
Also, I think it's proven that, especially with mothers, and I saw an article on this, and so not to slight fathers, because I know there's tons of single fathers and fathers are important, etc. But I can only speak to my own. Mothers and children calm each other's nervous system.
Yeah,
like
no,
like big time.
I love my son. With my son's like a little bit of my security blanket. Like,
Yeah, which is not fair. I'm like, do you want to come to Punta Cana with me? I don't want you to go near me. I don't want you to talk to me, but I'm going to put you in the room next door so that if I have an anxiety attack or a panic attack, I can just come lay down with
That's
you.
what I
It
say
will
to my
bring my
husband.
all heart rate down.
That's what I say to Jason.
Yeah, he's like your emotional
He
support.
is. He's a little bit my therapist. Actually, when I described him, she said, "Oh, so he's like, oh no, not my therapist, my acupuncturist."
One of them.
She said,
Her hypnotist, her
Yeah.
therapist, acupuncture.
"Oh, I can't
Again,
again, wicked honest." She
She
said he's like your golden retriever.
who, Jason?
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
This is ghetto. This is trash.
well, support our show so we can get some
I just
letters
got
to
it
stay on the
done.
wall.
I just got a new sign.
We got a new sign. It's not up.
Like half-ass.
This is why.
Yeah.
But and I didn't. So that's my day. Basically, it's just like packing, getting ready, all that stuff, and then spending a lot of time trying to think about ways not to be anxious. Which
You know
is
how you think about not to be anxious? Ativan.
yeah. Well, I have a whole bottle.
Alcohol.
Comes with me. It's a placebo, essentially. I don't even take it, but if I have it with me, it makes me know that if something goes
my
down,
God.
I can take it.
Do you remember when I went away and I was only in like New Hampshire or something, or it was a holiday weekend and I didn't bring my Ativan. I left it at home.
And didn't you try to get a script called?
Oh, I tried everything.
Okay.
My cousin Tara was like, lives not about an hour away, and I was like, do you have anything? And I don't even want to take it. I just need it. I just need it with me.
No, you don't want to take it.
Or
You don't want to take it. You just
No.
it's a placebo effect.
I need it in case the nuclear holocaust comes and I need like 3, 4 of them, or 10 of them.
Yeah, and mine's not so
That's an exaggeration.
so that's my day basically in a nutshell, but I think that's a good segue into something that we've really wanted to talk about for a long time that affects both of us so greatly. I brought up when we were talking about Diane being an author before, I had brought up that, a million times I've thought about writing a book and thought about
It's hurting me.
and never did. But one of the times when I was really taking it seriously, I was going through a really, really rough patch with my anxiety. And we'll get into like how we ended up with anxiety, what our anxiety looked like and stuff. But
And we joke a lot about it, but it's really like it's been a very debilitating piece of our lives.
holy shit,
Yeah.
what I was looking for when I was at the bookstore was something enlightening, something that was going to make me feel like someone heard me, like other people went through this, like I was normal, and like you could come out on the other side of it. Because I was at a point, there was one point with my anxiety where I was like, if this keeps going like it is, I don't want to kill myself because I love my life and I'm not a depressed person, but I can't picture living like this anymore.
Yeah, your whole life. No, I was there too.
It was so I was looking for these books and I wanted to find, because I deal with things in humor, and I wanted to find a light book about anxiety, and I couldn't find anything like that because we deal, and most of my friends, and I would say a good 50 to 80% of my friends are affected by this.
Yeah.
And we deal with the anxiety by kind of making fun of
Women
it.
and men, but I mean, it does seem predominantly women. But
Yeah.
but my husband struggles with it. Sort of
100%.
different, presents a little bit differently, I think. But
Yeah. So I couldn't find anything like that. So I sat down to start to write down some funny stories about where my anxiety had brought me through the years and things like that. And God, if we're going to tell some of those stories and they're sad because this is the way we lived, but also kind of fucking hilarious because the lengths that you're going to, that people have no idea what you're doing internally to suffer through a dinner or a show
oh my
or
God.
something.
So like, just even going to like an event or sometimes just a dinner, anything, just it would be just debilitating. It would be awful. And then I remember I remember having this and trying to like my boyfriend Bobby, that's when my panic attacks really started happening after
How
my
old were you?
I started having like full blown a panic. I've had anxiety since I was 9, and then I had my first panic attack like horrifically was
There's a much
I think 20.
there's a very big difference between generalized anxiety and generalized anxiety disorder
panic
and a
disorder.
panic attack. They're
And then when you say to someone, I remember I used to say to my mom, and I'm not taking away from anyone's experience, but they'd say, "Oh, I have anxiety too," and she'd explain it to me, and I'm like,
No.
you don't.
No.
I mean, you do. Anxiety is normal, like
Yeah.
generalizing, and some people have more, and I have that too. But you don't. You're not having panic disorder. Is your heart rate 222, and is the ambulance coming to your house?
Are you going down? Yeah, you going
pass
down.
out?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like no, and
Yeah.
and it was very different. And then to meet someone that shared that same thing, it was like, oh, okay, because you feel so odd.
Oh God, you feel on an island, like alone. So I'll tell my first panic attack and you can tell yours.
And then disclaimer, when you usually talk, I mean, I'm okay probably now, but when you talk about anxiety and panic attacks, then you usually say,
Oh yeah, then you usually have one.
like back then,
Yeah.
you would talk about your anxiety, and then I'd be like, listen, we got to stop talking about this.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to have you go home and you're like, ah.
It's almost the opposite now because it's like the more you know, you kind
Yeah,
of get.
that doesn't happen to me
Yeah,
anymore.
I think because I think we were so affected by it, we had no choice but to educate on ourselves on it so much ad nauseum that you can almost identify when it's happening. You know what's happening. The first 4 years of my panic attacks, I thought I had asthma. I thought I was going to have a seizure. I didn't think it was anxiety.
Well, and don't
I
forget,
thought it was medical.
We were also taking classes for nursing school and planning on
Mhm.
that. So I mean, I think I had, and this is, I'm not being serious. I had AIDS for 4 years.
Me too. Yeah, I had it for like 10.
I slept with someone I probably shouldn't have.
Same.
Maybe a couple of people I shouldn't have.
Same.
And then that.
Yeah.
Remember, like back then, like you would just like they would make you get a test or something. I finally went and got a test. And
Yeah.
they would make you come in. They wouldn't get it, and I'm like, I can't come in. I'm like, everything that I'm like, I definitely have AIDS.
I know. My doctor was like laughing at me because I was so scared that I had it. Now it's cancer and lung disease and
it changes.
You know, we graduate through, and usually, generally, unless you do therapy and really, really kind of pinpoint the reason why you're having the anxiety, it just presents differently once you learn to control it. So I would learn.
It changes, and then now it's like,
I
figured out the symptoms. Now it's like, oh no, it's like a virus. It's like, oh no, we're smarter.
We're gonna replicate.
We're gonna replicate, and now we're gonna change it and come at you over here. We're gonna give you like a
stomach
numbness in your fingertips now.
Yeah.
When before it was, just the shortness of breath and your eyeballs were whatever. It's just
so you cause it yourself. You start with that feeling. I always felt like my blood was thick and I had like crawling feeling in my chest, and then I would start to be like it's happening because after the first one that I had, I was so afraid to have one again that the thought of having one again was giving them
Well,
to
that's
me.
what happened.
Yes. So
Because it's so terrifying.
yes, and the first couple times all was respiratory symptoms for me. I felt like I couldn't breathe. I felt like I was taking my last breath. I felt like I was swallowing my tongue. I wasn't. If I had just calmed down, I couldn't. I was 16.
If you could calm down, you would have calmed down.
Exactly. Hyperventilating to the point where you're putting your your heart rate is in fight or flight, and it's like she said, it's like in the 200s. Now you're making yourself dizzy, you got chest pain, you the whole thing. But then as soon as you do educate yourself on it, calm down, learn how to breathe, learn what you're doing and control it, then all of a sudden you're going to shit your pants because now it's no longer a breathing thing.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden your stomach is in a knot and you're going to shit your pants. Or like she said, your fingers are going to, like, now the breathing is fine, the stomach is fine. Now it's all of a sudden you wake up and it's like, I can't feel my hands, I can't feel my toes, what's going on? Then I got to a point where bright light I was wearing sunglasses 24 hours a day. I was going fucking shopping in sunglasses because it was like the bright light. I was like, oh, there's something wrong with me because the bright light like makes me anxious. No, nothing, bitch. Your life made you anxious.
Well, then it's also it's very. I don't know. I've tried to figure out for years, and obviously there's a lot of this that's just chemical, right?
Mhm.
And also I think I do think it can be triggered or exacerbated by events in your life or
Mhm.
like childhood trauma, whatever.
Yeah.
Because mine started, anxiety for me really started at 9 years old. I mean, I can remember it.
Yeah,
And
talk about that because you say that all the time, 9 years old, and I don't recall like where like
I
what
don't know
happened.
what happened then. I don't, obviously I was growing up in alcoholism. My home was very unstable,
Chaotic.
that's a thing of that. And I remember being at camp, East Boston camps, and that was a great time, but until you have anxiety, it's not. And I would
Like a sleepover camp or
sleepover
day?
sleepover camp.
Okay. I mean, just going anywhere in East Boston gives me anxiety.
No,
so
no, if you go away, it's
Oh,
part of
that's
East
good.
Boston Social Center.
Just
You go to Westford,
I'm just
Massachusetts.
shitting on East Boston.
You're always shitting on East
I
Boston.
know.
Sorry, East Boston.
I'm not. Go ahead.
Okay. Um, I would think I would think this is so crazy, but I don't care. I would
At
think
9, you weren't that crazy. This is
I would think
reality.
my mother was wearing a mask. Like I didn't think, just like I talked about the bots, like I didn't think she was real. I'm like, is she real? But I also think life wasn't real because I will tell you this, I'm a very intuitive person. I felt in my soul everything was wrong in my life. Like the way we were living isn't normal. Then I was in the Catholic Church. Everything they were saying felt so friggin' weird. So I just felt something
Fake.
was like very, and one thing could be, other people might be fine in that. I was not. So it felt like, is this all real?
You also related a lot to your dad in that respect, but your dad was an alcoholic at the time. So
Yeah, my dad was very real, obviously, because he sort of had to be, because he was like sort of no bullshit real guy. You could sort of talk to him. My mom, what you're trying to keep everything together, and it's like let's pretend and all that.
Yeah.
And but I thought she was wearing a mask all the time, and then I remember
What do you mean
thinking
you thought she was
like she wasn't real, like this wasn't a person.
like that wasn't her face.
Yeah.
Okay,
this
okay,
wasn't
okay.
like this. Maybe this isn't my mother. Maybe this is just something.
Yeah, and at 9, you're fantasy, like you're nonsensical.
I just knew
now.
everything inside me felt wrong into what I was living.
Mhm.
So then I started thinking, I don't know why I started thinking I was poisoned all the time. I had one in 4th grade. You remember those like pencils with the tips that you would like load?
Yes.
Those, and like I think I swallowed one. I remember like my friend Lisa.
Oh, I would die.
I thought I didn't swallow it, but I thought I did. And I'm like, I gotta go to the nurse. And that sent me off the rails. Then everything, I thought I was poisoned and I would spit all the time. So then the East Boston camps I went, and they would have like egg fights, the girls in the boys camp, and then shaving cream and all that. Like you'd all go in a field and battle.
And everybody else was having fun and you're over
Everyone else is having fun. And I am like, I have to go to the nurse. I'm going to the head director. I'm like, I think I swallowed some Tide. Someone had some Tide. Someone had some shaving cream. Oh my God, I gotta go home. Like I was just poisoned. Then, so mine always went, and again, then it changed. Then it went to something else. Then it went to something else. But my first like panic attack was, I remember my Aunt Leslie had died and I was working at the New Bridge Cafe in Chelsea. I was bartending. And everything was just, I was exhausted.
Mhm.
I was run down. I had just been at the hospital
Oh, I
5
know about
days,
this,
like,
yeah.
and all of a sudden, you're just sitting there. I'm just like,
Oh yeah, you're
serving a
totally normal
drink.
when it
I was
happens.
fine. I didn't, because you don't know. And then all of a sudden, I'm like,
It's like whoosh.
I run to the bathroom. I am like on my knees, like I
Yeah.
can't breathe. I can't. Bobby had to come get me. I had to go home. And that lasted like 2 hours. Like it was bad.
My first one lasted like 3 weeks.
Oh God. Well, I kept having them after that. Like,
Yeah, and then
constant.
they piggyback because then you're afraid
Yeah.
to have one again.
Yeah.
So my first one wasn't until I was 16. I smoked some bad weed. I was like one of the last people in high
that happened
school,
to me too.
and I never did any drugs after that. So I was one of the. I was a junior in high school. I smoked some weed. I had a reaction. I thought it was a panic attack after the fact, but I then tried to smoke weed 2 other occasions in my life, and the same
Let's
thing
keep
happened.
trying. Like, you ever notice when it's something bad for you? We're gonna keep
trying.
keep going.
Yeah, yeah. If
Like
it was
anything
like going to the gym, I'd be like, I can never go to the
Never
gym
go to
again.
gym.
Yeah, weed. Let's give it a couple shots. But I broke out in hives, and I ended up having to be on steroids and all this stuff. So it was the weed. But with that, because I had like an anaphylactic reaction to the weed, it threw me into a panic attack naturally because you can't really breathe. And I wasn't anaphylactic, but I was having some swelling in my tongue and my mouth and things like that. So I felt like I couldn't breathe. So then I had a panic attack on top of it. And then
Oh my God.
it that lasted. I came home from the hospital, and I swear to God, I just sat in my room like white knuckling it in my bed for like, I went to school, but I'd come home and like just lay in my bed and just white knuckle.
You
'Cause
can barely make it through whatever you have to do.
I couldn't. I
I
really
remember being
couldn't.
working, and it was like I pulled over on the side of the road. Remember? Like I'd caught. Oh, shut
Yeah,
up.
we'll get into that.
Like, and I'm like,
That's when we enter the funny portion.
well, it wasn't funny.
Oh, it wasn't
It's
funny. It's funny now, but it wasn't funny. So that was my first panic attack, and then after that, my life was a disaster. I moved out at 16. I was working full time, supporting me and the
looking
guy I
back-
was living
looking
with.
back, don't you? Sometimes when I look back on these times, I look back at these episodes of
You go,
periods,
no shit.
It's like, God, of course you're having you have
No shit.
your life. Like,
Yeah,
you're
life
with
is a
some
fucking
jackass.
mess.
Like you're I don't know, you're not sleeping,
Yeah.
you're whatever it may be.
I'm 17 years old supporting a 21-year-old guy that's just living in the house that's not, and I'm working, I'm going to school 8 to 2 and going to the nursing home from 3 to 11. I'm exhausted. I'm trying to do school. So obviously I'm having a panic attack. But that was my first one. And I think it would have happened eventually anyways because my life was such a disaster. But that was what
And
set
I
it
do
off.
think it's chemical. There's a lot that's chemical. Like you do notice a lot of women start having, if they're prone to this, in their
Adolescence and hormones.
late adolescence, then through their
Yeah.
20s, and
Yeah.
and then we even talk about, then we went through like our later 20s, and we were fine.
They just went away.
They kind of just went away.
I always equated that to
we were drunk.
so that that, but also so that started my cascade of panic attacks, and then I had them. I think I went to the hospital the first year that I was having panic attacks. I think I went to the hospital.
We should have taken account of how many times.
If I only could go back in my medical records and see how many times I was in the ER the first couple of years after
Oh
I
my
had
God,
that panic
me too.
attack. And the minute I would walk, and because I was medical, because I was in nursing school, and because I knew the hospital could help me if something happened, the minute we walked
Goes
through the
away.
fucking door, totally fine.
Yeah.
Then you feel like the biggest jackass in the world. I got to the point where I didn't even have to go in. I just
Just drive
park
out front.
Park in the
Just
way.
park out front. Because if you could just make it there, you remember ever driving? The times when I didn't call the ambulance, like if I can just I gotta just make it there.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna make it there.
Yeah.
And then you're there and you're like, oh. Then you're just tired. I'm like, I gotta sleep for 2 days.
Well, so I got to a point where, so they went away for a little while randomly. I don't know if I just learned how to control it or whatever. And then they came back, with a vengeance because I was getting married to someone I shouldn't have been getting married to. Again, it all equates to what's going on in your life. But I don't know that at the time. I just think I'm having panic attacks again.
Well, you always think it's you. Like
Yeah.
it's never like
The situation,
again,
the
like,
lifestyle.
I'm talking about with Jana with like almost intrusive thoughts. I'm always gonna blame myself somehow. Like I'm my body is like I'm responsible somehow for this.
Yeah.
And you are, because you're obviously your life you're not taking care
your
of yourself.
choices and
But
your
that's not what I
life.
mean. I feel like it's just like there's something just so wrong with me.
With me.
Why am I? Because you see everyone else out having fun, being fucking normal, and you're like, and you're just like, yeah,
You're
I'm trying to
white
be, and you're
knuckling
so
it.
not. In your head, you want to die. You're like, I
Yeah.
want to just go home. And you want to just start screaming like, I'm not normal. Which that happened to me in a bathroom, and then
We'll get into
they called.
We'll get into that.
I didn't call the ambulance on myself.
Someone else did.
Yes, you always.
I always think
There's a
you call.
story when I was in my early 20s, and this was the height of
Wait,
the ambulance calling
can we
days.
save that for the funny portion? I'd like to compile that into a funny. This is going to be a couple-parter.
Well, apparently, we're writing the book on air.
We're going to write the book on air. Yeah, this has been my lifelong dream to actually. I wanted to start speaking on it. Like I wanted to start public speaking on it because I made it, and I didn't even make it through. I just made it through.
Then you have a panic attack on stage.
Oh, I will. But I feel like everybody would appreciate it. Then I'll be like, oh, okay, she's all right. She didn't die.
That just
you
kind
know,
of like Brandy or something. I saw.
I could totally do that. That happened to Lola Young too. She had a panic attack on stage. She's a younger artist. But anyways, we'll get to that because there are some really good anxiety stories. So you got to take the positive that comes out.
There was a good ambulance. A couple of years of some serious ambulance calling.
Yeah, between the two of us, holy shit. And so I finally got to the point.
Oh, here comes Ari the dog.
Here comes Ari now. Yep. But I finally got to the point that I went to the emergency room and they were like, we're going to give you something. And that was the first time that I had ever had medication for it. Now, disclaimer, we're not doctors, we're not therapists, we're not practitioners. We can't tell you what to do or who could take medication, who can't. We're just talking on our personal experiences. But that was the first time my heart rate was so high and so bad. I had actually Samantha drive me to the hospital, and that'll be another funny story, that whole scenario about how we got there. But they gave me Ativan for the first time in my life, which is highly addictive benzodiazepine that you don't want to fuck around with.
And you became normal?
All of a sudden it was like within 15 minutes, and I had no idea that it was going to work because I didn't think anything would work. I didn't think anything would work. You know, when you get
like, I need a stun gun.
I did a Thorazine.
Yeah, someone needs to take my ass.
You get to the ER and you're not calmed down because, I got, like we said, it changes all the time. So the ER would calm me. I would walk in and be fine. When you get to the ER and you're still fucking off the charts, then you're like,
usually I get my EKG, my troponin and everything, draw my cardiac enzymes, and then I sign myself out. You're supposed to stay for 24 hours and get repeat.
But you know that they're negative, so you're like,
well, that's enough for me getting the ×1 enzymes drawn and the EKG. Then I sign myself out of AMA.
Yeah, because it takes too long. And you already feel better.
Advice. And I just feel better. I get my EKG. The first round was good. I'm all right.
Well,
except when you're in that situation.
Well, when you're in that situation, and so they gave me Ativan, and within and I will tell you, not that I'm not a drug pusher, but if someone normally just takes an Ativan if you don't have any anxiety, obviously it's like having a glass of wine or a couple glasses of wine.
I could take an Ativan at any point in my life.
No,
and I can come across as kind of calm hearing. You don't. I mean, you don't.
What do you mean?
Like you come across as like you need like 10 Ativan.
At all times.
I when people say to me, "Oh, if I took an Ativan, I would just be so tired and like I'd be so
messed up."
I could take 4 Ativan and be just normal.
100%.
I'm not subscribing to that. I'm just, and I don't. I bite like a half an Ativan if I ever needed it.
Oh no! At this point, we lick them and we're like, okay, we're good.
Oh
or
yeah,
just carry
I don't
them.
take anything, and that's again because I like suffering and all that. But I don't like it. But that's just who I am. But no, you're like no. Ativan makes me. Especially this is insane. I need an Ativan.
I'm not putting it back.
I'm going for a head injury. Like I'm going. Oh my god! Like I'm going to ER.
Take this one down
just
too.
throw it. But I was saying something about the Ativan because I wanted to say something.
You were saying like that makes you feel it makes you normal.
Oh, I was gonna say. Talk about the hypnosis with the intrusive thoughts and all that. Honestly, if I took an Ativan, it gets rid of the intrusive thoughts too.
Exactly.
It's GABA in your brain. We know all of the way the brain works and the the serotonin and
Yeah.
reuptake inhibitors and the pathways and the GABA and blah blah blah. We know how this sort of works.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Right? It just
No, it doesn't. And that's the worst thing about it is when you are actually, you do educate yourself on it and you're intelligent, you're pretty freaking smart and you know what you're saying, you know what you're doing, and you still can't control it.
And then I will just say this, I do want to say, especially for women, and being medical. And once you are going to the doctor for this, and I have anxiety or depression or something like that, and that's in your chart, every time you go to the doctor, your arm could be hanging off, and they're like, maybe it's depression,
maybe it's anxiety. Yeah.
So it's so frustrating because
Yeah.
then once you discuss this, which obviously it's a debilitating ailment,
Yeah.
and now everything you do, I mean, my intestines are hanging out of my stomach.
Yeah,
or something,
it's
and they're like, "Well,
anxiety."
it's anxiety.
Yeah.
Like, maybe we'll give you would you want some, or it's
I lost
depression, some
65
Zoloft."
pounds because I have chronic diarrhea. Oh, it's anxiety. Well, I haven't been anxious. It's still anxiety.
And women,
it's like,
my husband goes on. He actually was having anxiety. He had a panic attack on his job years ago when he was many years ago. He didn't know what it was. He just almost went down.
Yeah.
And
because you think it's like a seizure.
this happened to him twice in his life, and he went because he was very under a lot of stress. He went. Oh, he gets a full workup. He gets an echo, stress test. He's got a multiple lab panel.
Because there's no anxiety in his chart.
and he's a man.
And he's a man, right? Yeah, yeah.
Anyway.
Anywho, so I took the Ativan. I came back to Earth, and then they gave me a prescription for like 2. You know.
Oh yeah, we don't want you addicted.
And I'm like, I drive home with them like in my hand. I'm like, I'm never letting you go, Jack. I'm never letting you go. I mean, you could see how people,
with them.
you could see how people could get it. I don't have an addictive personality. I don't want to have anything to do with drugs, but you could understand.
If we weren't medical, right?
Yeah.
And you know, because I know what a benzo addiction looks like.
Seizures.
I know what can happen
Right.
with that. And if we were just lay people and they're like, because my doctor, my script was like, and I had like 2 going at once one time, and they were like, oh, you can take up to every 4 hours, take up.
Yeah, no.
And I could have, and I would never.
No, me neither, right.
That addiction is horrific.
Horrible. And talk about coming full circle, the anxiety that you would feel from benzo withdrawals and stuff.
Benzos and alcohol coming off of those can kill you.
Yeah.
So
more than heroin,
yes,
cocaine, anything like that.
Not interested. So
no.
now you're anxious about the goddamn medication.
Yeah, so now you found a resolve that you can't use. That you can only use when you're on the brink of death.
I know.
You know,
like if only I could take that. If I could take that every day.
Yeah, if it was like a vitamin.
Yeah, like every day.
Yeah.
And I have, like, I've gone through periods in my life, say a very stressful situation, like when my mother passed away, and I'm going off the rails a bit. And my husband will say to me, Jan, why don't you take this like for a couple of days? I've said to friends that have going through something, and I'm like, you really need to take this just for a short time. You did it.
Yeah. I did it while I was transitioning onto a long-term med.
Because you were so bad, but you did it
so bad.
But the appropriate way for a very short time.
Yeah.
You take it because otherwise you. And one time though, not that doctor, no, one of my doctors, the cardiologist said to me once, because my anxiety was at its height then and stuff, and I'm like freaking out, and I used to get obsessed about my heart. Apparently, I guess that's still, I still do, but, and the doctor said, well, you don't want to take medication. I understand, because he said something else about going back on Zoloft or something, and I'm like, no, I don't, or the Ativan, and I'm like, I don't want to take medication. He's like, well, but you are having these attacks all the time.
That's
causing damage to you.
Yeah,
this is not healthy.
Yeah,
and I remember one time my heart rate was through the roof at like 200 or something, and I remember I checked my blood sugar. And it was through the roof.
Oh, when I came in that night to the emergency room with the panic attack, my blood sugar was like in the 200s.
Yeah, so living this way is not, because your body is going, fight off the rails.
When they say stress causes heart disease, they're not lying. I mean, that is, but when you're living in a constant state of anxiety, even if you're not having full-fledged panic attacks, that's like living with untreated high blood pressure, living with untreated. So I made the decision eventually when mine got so bad, because I wouldn't use the Ativan, and I was against meds. I was not educated about it, and everything you Google is terrible, and you're a nurse, and I should be stronger. Yoga should do it.
I'm like, what is that?
I should be able to control this. Well, with this I am, because it makes me feel weak.
Yes, I think
What-
that's a lot of my problem. I can't be weak because weakness is not an option in my life because
Same.
I've had to create this life of safety.
Yeah.
So if I'm weak, I will be unsafe and things could
Correct.
happen because I
Correct.
had to keep myself safe.
Except when you look at the big picture, again, like the heart disease and the amount of damage you're doing, you are
Yeah.
weak.
Oh God, now I'm gonna have a panic attack because when I think about all the damage I've done for you.
No, I know. I think about it too. And we know that because of the residual effect it has on our nervous systems and how hard it is to relax our nervous
Well,
systems.
now
especially
as I'm
for living.
older, I can't, if I even get stressed a bit, not even like anxiety, I mean, some anxiety and just my stress is very heightened, whatever I'm going through, it kills me. I would rather you punch me in the face, beat me up, throw me down the stairs than like put me in a stressful environment for a day or so.
Yeah.
Like it exhausts me. It's
Yeah.
just so awful.
There was a good portion of it too. So I did eventually, we'll get to that at some other time, but I did eventually succumb to medication because, well, I was not literally suicidal, but I was having thoughts of I can't do this
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah.
So
This isn't a life worth living, you know.
I can't I take my son to his baseball game and I can't get out of the car if I can get him there.
It makes
You know,
me so sad talking about this, like, because I really, I do look back on all these experiences that even like when my son was little, because I was in just a horrific relationship and my anxiety was, I also went on, I was smoking and I took Chantix to come off Chantix and I went absolutely shithouse. I'm always, any medication I take, I go, except Ativan. But like, I go bonkers, but it was awful and I was having panic attacks
Mhm.
constantly and all of that. But I look back on that time in my life and I
so
was
much loss.
stressed, so crazy, and so much loss that I missed with my son, and
Yeah.
even just my youth. Like there was so much
Yeah.
wasted time that I
Makes
didn't
you
get to
angry.
enjoy. It does, and I'm in these beautiful places or vacations and these experiences with friends and
Yeah.
and family and things that I really care
And you're
about.
white knuckling it.
And I am absolutely miserable,
Mhm.
so obsessed like with whatever is going on, and that just makes me so sad. And this is
I felt a good portion of my life like I was living in a movie.
oh
Like
that's
that's the photographic issue that I had with the like the lights and stuff like that. Like I felt like I'd have to like pinch my because your body goes numb.
Well, so
when
that's
you
your
get into fight or
CO2. You're
flight.
taking in too much CO2. It's gas exchanges. And then you start feeling almost like your head's disconnecting, like you're disassociating. This is an anxiety attack, what's actually happening. That's
Yeah.
why you're getting numb in your fingers
Yeah.
and arm pains and all of these things.
Yeah.
And then you feel like it's been described, and you I think were the first person, and it's to say it, but it's very well known. People, you feel like you're in a movie.
Yes.
You don't feel real because you're disassociating because of the gas exchanges.
Yes.
You're not, because you're holding your breath. You're not breathing, or you're diaphragmatic breathing, like you're shallow breathing.
So I'm looking up all of these ways to help, and I'm putting it. You know, one therapist is put an elastic band on your wrist and snap it every time you have a spot. Dude, I had cuts. I looked like I was trying to slit my wrist. I had cuts on. I was bleeding. I'm like, I could snap this thing from here till fucking kingdom come. This is not going away. So you know,
or even like, I mean, it does help if you catch it very early, which like if you know what it is, breathing, and so if you can try to control your breathing and stuff, when you're in the thick of this, you ain't catching it.
No.
Like you're not.
No,
like it's not.
I was meditating. I was going to yoga. I was snapping the fucking elastic. I was doing a therapy. Yeah, and it doesn't. You're not weak, and it doesn't matter. And that's why I've always loved to like. I like to teach. As a nurse, like that's one of my favorite parts of being nursing.
It's the only part I like.
It's a patient that I had last night that was very anxious about something, and talking to me, she was like, "Oh my God, you just validated me. I feel like she's, what's your name?" Like that's when you feel like you're really making a difference, and that's why I wanted to write the book, and that's why I wanted to travel around and speak about anxiety because you don't hear where the fuck people say anxiety, like it's referred to, or you see shorts and reels and things like that, but nobody ever really gets into the like the nitty gritty. Who the fuck am I? I'm 150 years old apparently. Yeah, I'm you. Nobody ever gets into the real meat of it and really how badly it can affect you and what it does to your nervous system, what it does to your cardiovascular system, and how much of your life you miss out on. And if there is help out there to get it,
and
things like that.
Through it and being weak, like trying to just be strong and all of that. Look, you're gonna look back on that one day. It's not worth it. You know, do whatever you got to do to and yes, if you're at a place where you're having active anxiety like panic attacks and all that, yeah, you need medication. I'm not a doctor, but you probably do, to get you to a to take you down.
Yeah, they call it like remission. Like you have to, my therapist that I talked to, my nurse practitioner, psychopharmacologist, the one that I finally trusted to medicate me after I gave her the hardest time in the world, because I walked in and I just said, look,
I was telling you, if you have, you're gonna do.
I'm like, look, my life is in your hands. It's either you fucking do something, or I'm just gonna walk into the ocean with weights on my legs. Like I can't do this anymore. And I'm so afraid to medicate. And actually I was bedbound for 2 weeks. The first 2 weeks I took the medication because I was more anxious about the medication than I was about the anxiety. Yeah. And I did that to myself. Don't ask me why, because I've been on it now for 15 years and I would never look back. But it just,
and medication is not to be taken lightly. I go wax and wane with that. Medications also help me. I've also felt medication has hurt me.
yeah.
I think it's taken a part of me away. Certain ones, I think some medications are horrific to come off of and on. So you have to put a lot of research and thought into this, but I know you shouldn't live like that. You have one life and you shouldn't be living it, white knuckling it, and just being terrified all the time of just, and you have to do, I think you have to do the work. Often, if there is a chemical component, but sometimes your body or your life is telling you something. I was in a horrific marriage, or I'm unsafe with a kid, or things like that. It's like sometimes your body is reacting to something,
trying to tell you that something's wrong.
Yeah. And you got to look at that too, if that is a component of it,
because it could go back and forth. That could be it. And then it could just be, once you open your world and your realm up to the anxiety and panic and you let it take over, sometimes it's just fear of that, so to bring it full circle for today, because we're just about out of time, and we're gonna make this probably a 2, maybe a 3-parter. I don't know. It's super.
No more signs.
There's no more signs to follow, so I can just. I'm going to Punta Cana.
Good luck.
Without all of my kids, and I'm like, I have a bottle of Ativan. I have my Lexapro. I won't take the Ativan.
I went last year and I felt the same. I told her, like, I researched the hospitals everywhere I go. Like,
that made me feel better. I
told her about them and there's usually medical staff on the resorts and like the trip and I do all that before I go anyway. I have to know where the emergency room is and how far I am from it and if it's a good one.
I would say that probably out of the 12 people going, 8 of them have pretty severe anxiety. So that makes me feel a lot better.
We're all such a ball of fun.
Yeah. I mean, that makes me feel so much better. Like we're texting each other. Who has the Ativan? Does anybody have? Nobody will even take it, but it's just like the placebo effect of feeling safe and it's just like, we don't even need it, you guys, because we're going to be together and we're going to make fun of ourselves and we're going to talk about it and we're going to know that we have it and we're not going to feel uncomfortable, because when you try to suppress it and white knuckle through it, that's when it comes out the worst. So that's my promise to myself, is that I'm going to go. And
a hospital sign, your Ativans in your pocket.
Yeah. And if I feel anxious,
give me a.
If I feel anxious, I'm just going to say I feel fucking anxious right now. So someone talk me out of it or help me breathe.
Let me just go rest in my room or something.
Yeah. I have to do the adult version. I can't have a childhood panic attack. If I have a panic attack, it's got to be an adult version that fucking wraps up quick. I don't have time for this shit anymore.
Well, one last note. No, that's the truth. And when you do get a certain age, I will start ramping up, and then I'm like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
If I explode,
what's the worst that's gonna happen?
If
I'm gonna die. I'm halfway there anyway.
And I just remember, because I've spent so many years waiting for something to explode.
Yeah.
Or waiting for the shoe to drop and whatever to happen. And then my appendix burst a couple of years ago.
Yeah. That shit happens to me constantly, so I can't even.
You think that, that was the first type of experience I had in a hospital stay and all that. And was I terrified? Yeah, I was terrified, but I'm not going to lie. I was laying in that bed and I took a sigh of relief and I said, you know what? Thank God. I've been waiting for something to explode my whole life. I felt a relief. Like it was my appendix. I was terrified, but I was also just tired. I was tired.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, it exploded.
Yeah.
It's over.
Yeah. If that's the worst of it, if you
what?
I know. That's like when I go to get colonoscopy and they put the IV in and they're like, are you anxious? I'm like, look, up until like 3 years ago, I would have been white knuckle. I would have been, give me IV Valium. Like I could put me out, give me a tranquilizer. Now I'm like, I need a nap. And
Yeah.
this is a very welcomed nap. Of course, I'm still shitting my pants on the inside, but I'm trying.
No, but there's
I'm
something
fighting
like
with myself
you're letting
about
a
it.
little bit of control go because as you get older, you realize you don't really
Don't
you
have any.
you don't control much at all.
None of my panic attacks ever made my life better.
No.
They never saved me from anything. I was never like, thank God I was anxious that whole time.
I know, thank God. That really
Thank
prevented things from happening or something. The more
Thank God I was
worry
swallowing
about
my
it.
tongue in the
I
swallowing
know.
my tongue in the corner the whole time when we were at a comedy show. That was super fun. And if I didn't do that, something bad might have happened.
And you
What?
couldn't control it
No.
then. But now I'm just like, you know what? If I shit my pants and drop dead here, then I just shit my pants and drop dead. Because I speak a lot on stage now with my books and stuff, and I don't like public speaking so much. And I would get nervous and freak out. And now I go, if I just go down into the audience, who gives a shit?
I know. I don't
Care about me. No one. Here's the truth. No one cares about you.
No.
They don't.
I know.
So you care. You're freaking out. They're just having a good time. I mean, it's like.
Yeah.
But anyway.
So that's my goal, is to go away and not have any not let it get out of control, and try not to white knuckle and actually be
Have a good
present
time.
and have a good time.
No
And
problem.
we'll come around and talk about this again more next time, because I think it's really, really important, and we want to get to some of the funny stuff.
Leave us leave a comment. Let us know if you like resonate with any of this. Also leave a comment about Fat Diane if you agree that was completely wrong. And if you want to donate or support the show, there in the show notes you can find a link there, and subscribe. YouTube is
Where it's at.
Where it's at is YouTube. We're a facial expression people.
Yeah. It's
and-
really hard to just listen to us. I think we're very Boston. We're very animated.
That's better to look at us.
Well,
too.
you know what's you really want to look at us knocking all the signs down
I
and
know.
knocking shit over, bumping into
No,
the mics.
YouTube's just a better space, and you
Yeah.
can. Podcasts are hard. There's so many competitors, and and I do think we're better with the visuals because again,
because we're gorgeous.
Yeah, we're gorgeous, anxious and gorgeous. But Wicked Honest, thank you.
Wicked Honest.
See you soon.
See you soon.
Shut it down.
I'm shutting it down.